Feel lucky today.
Hey, Councilor's boy. That man is breeding criminals.
Of course. Is he not a criminal himself?
Warn you.
How can you be warning a whole councillor?
Since I was born, this is the first time I'm hearing that somebody died of ordinary malaria. Ordinary malaria. What are you doing?
I have risked sea breeze for some fly-by nights.
I'm in with that.
Watch Newman Street at these times on NTA Entertainment.
Nigeria, our most prized heritage, has become a better country courtesy of the transformation agenda of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. With massive investment in power supply infrastructure, affordable and effective healthcare delivery, a refocused education system, and good motorable roads. The railway system has been restored and
NTA International News.
Updates on Just Twin bomb blast. Police confirms 2 female bombers carried out the act. INEC and other stakeholders take steps to address identified logistic challenges ahead of 2015 general elections. National Platform of Women for Peaceful Election holds in Abuja, Nigeria. It's good to have you join us on NTA International News. I'm Taiwo Odugbeson. President Goodluck Jonathan has described as a blessing to Nigeria the milestone of the creative sector to nation building and projecting the image of the country worldwide. President Jonathan said this when he received officials and members of the creative professionals of Nigeria at the State House. Hamza Musa Mukafi now reports.
The Creative Professionals of Nigeria is an umbrella organization which brings together all the stakeholders in the creative industry of the nation. President Jonathan says the organization brought value to governance. The president, taking along his guests on the themes entrenched by the Nigerian film industry, also applauds their social contribution to society.
What you are doing is much more than just entertaining people who want to relax, but also you are changing the psyche of the young people. And I believe through your films and songs, some of them will begin to absorb this issue of how do I make money through going to the demons and doing one sacrifice of killing people or goods, because they always pay for it. So I value that.
President Jonathan says government will continue to encourage the film industry with funds to enable members achieve set targets, saying the transformation agenda will continue to emphasize on the creative and knowledge industry as major source of revenue.
That is our commitment. Our commitment is to make sure that we transform this country. The commitment is to work with creative minds like you, people in the creative industry, and people in the private sector, to expand your scope. And it's only through that process we'll be able to create jobs for our people, for our young men and women.
He says Nigeria will overcome security problems. Vice President Namadi Sambo encourages the organization to sustain support to the Jonathan administration.
To put in this information that you have, to spread to Nigerians, to understand what has been achieved, and also the need for Mr. President to continue for the next 4 years.
Time has come for you to lead the conscience of this nation through your creative work, through the millions of followers you have on social media.
Leader of the Creative Professionals of Nigeria, Segun Arinze, commends President Jonathan for great support to the creative industry.
Never in the history of Nigeria has any president given the creative community the attention you have given. Never in the history of Nigeria has any leader given us the respect that you have given us. Never in the history of Nigeria has any leader given us the support you have given us.
President Jonathan presented with a portrait by the organization. From the presidential Villa Abuja, I am Hamza Musa Makaripi, NTA News.
An update on the Jos Plateau State twin bomb blast. The State Police Command has confirmed that 2 female suicide bombers carried out the twin blasts around 6:30 Thursday evening at the terminus area of Jos Metropolis. Commissioner of Police Nasir Woki disclosed this to newsmen. Eric Donks now reports.
The twin explosions were said to have occurred within an interval of 3 minutes around 6:30 Thursday evening, close to the Bond Jos main market, where petty traders who sell mostly foodstuff and vegetable display their goods along the streets. The ensuing stampede and pandemonium witnessed after the blast increased the number of casualties.
He's coming in front of Mr. Beast, that one. The loud, even behind myself, I find my way, because you shake my body.
He's shouting, bomb, 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 bomb. So immediately when he reached there is too much crowd there. Then he opened his jacket and he just exploded everything.
Figures from the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, reveal that 32 deaths have so far been recorded, with 47 receiving treatment at the Plateau Specialist Hospital, Bingham University's Teaching Hospital, and Our Lady of Apostles Hospital, all in Jos.
We're still visiting the hospital where the injured are. We're providing medical facilities like drugs and some other medical items to assist the hospital where the injured are being treated.
The Commissioner for Information, Alhaji Abubakar Muhammad, who spoke on behalf of the Plateau State government, sympathized with families who lost their loved ones.
The government wishes to assure all that it will give the necessary support to the security agencies in order to unravel those behind this wicked act.
State Police Commissioner Mr. Nasiru Oki said the command had employed various measures to clear the area of street traders, stressing that more efforts will be put in place in conjunction with other security agencies to rid the area of street trading.
These bad people, they look for crowds. That's where they can only get they can have a maximum casualties when it happens. So meanwhile, we will still continue to go and clear that place more and more, and try to sensitize people to be security conscious.
This is the second time after that of May this year that bomb explosions have taken place around the terminus area. Meanwhile, normal business activities continue in other parts of the metropolis. In Jos, Eric Dunks, NTA News.
Now to politics. The need for INEC and other stakeholders to work together to address all identified logistic challenges ahead of 2015 general elections has again been stressed for smooth process. This was during a one-day roundtable on logistic challenges and 2015 general elections held in Abuja. Abdullahi Garba Benun Kutu now reports.
The roundtable put together by the INEC Electoral Institute and National Institute for Legislative Studies is another effort to rehearse the level of preparedness by election stakeholders, especially as to affect logistic arrangements.
It's absolutely important that every one of us is conscious and electorally literate. There's high level of electoral illiteracy and high level of lack of understanding of the electoral processes.
The quality of election in any country in the world is highly dependent on the electoral process.
Lead Speaker Major General Cecil Esehabe and other speakers harp on the need for a collaboration between INEC and the political class in addressing identified challenges.
Because we are supposed to have added value to democratic principles and practice by now.
The first logistic requirement for all the states
generated from the state. He talks about bottom-top approach. That is what, following the previous elections, we are already doing.
The roundtable also recommended for adequate plan and early preparation before the elections. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Kudu, NTA News.
And the National Conscience Party, NCP, says it has offered Nigerians a presidential candidate that will take the nation to a higher height. Adebola Brooksley Sunday was at the party's presidential primaries. He reports.
One after another, delegates and aspirants were screened and accredited for election, a process the national chairman of the party, Dr. Yunusa Tanko, says demonstrates the level of transparency in the party.
Even if we had had only one candidate, that is how you see us transparent. We are as open and very vivid for all concerned because we need to show democracy in action.
At the end of the exercise, Martins Onovo polled 43 votes to defeat Esosa Ize Iyamu, who polled 17 votes.
The international benchmark for power projects is $1 billion per 1,000 megawatts. And Nigeria has been dealing with 3,000 megawatts since 1999. What NCP is offering the people is a change of leadership. And all these basic problems will go away.
Esosa Ize Iyamu accepted the results and said he is ready to support the winner.
We believe that with the collective support of every member of this party, we will be able to take this nation to the promised land.
National Conscience Party was founded by the late senior advocate of Nigeria, Chief Gani Fawehimi. In Abuja, Adebola Brooksley Sunday, NTA News.
Still on politics, Labour Party governorship candidate in Oyo State, Chief Adebayo Alao Akala, says the welfare of the people will be his priority if given the mandate to govern the state again. Chief Alao Akala said this when he paid a visit to the National Secretariat of the Labour Party in Abuja. Kemi Fakeye has the details.
Chief Adebayo Alao Akala's nomination was ratified during the Labour Party's convention held in Ibadan, after 5 other aspirants stepped down for him. Chief Akala, who was a governor in Oyo State from January 2006 to May 2011, on the platform of the PDP, promised to implement people-oriented programs to bring the dividends of democracy to the doorsteps of the people. He said he joined the Labour Party because of his belief in the ideologies of the party and the assurance that Labour Party will provide the needed platform for victory.
I've done it before. If I've done before and I did it wrongly, I wouldn't have thought of coming back. But because I knew, I'm aware of what I did that time, that people were very happy. So I want to put smile on their face again.
The chairman of the Labour Party, Alhaji Abdul Qadir Salam, described Chief Alao Akala's decision to join the Labour Party as courageous, adding that his victory at the polls will be victory for the people of Oyo State.
We assure you of our support. We assure you of our commitment. We assure you to follow you all around.
The occasion was used to present INEC form to the governorship candidates. In Abuja, Kemi Fakeye, NTA News.
Adequate participation and safety of women in 2015 elections was the highlight of the inauguration of the National Platform of Women for Peaceful Election, which took place in Abuja. Fatima Aliyu reports that the inauguration was at the instance of the UN Women, the United Nations Entity for Gender Equality, and the Empowerment of Women for Civil Society Organization. The report.
Elections in Nigeria have often been characterized by violence ranging from acts of assault to political assassinations in which women usually fall victims. The meeting is therefore an attempt by UN Women to mitigate the effects of political violence on vulnerable groups by constituting civil society organizations' platform for the Women's Situation Room for the 2015 general elections.
A room is established, and as elections are going on, we are sharing information on what is happening where and try to minimize this in terms of awareness creation, so that if there's an issue of violence in a particular state, it can be stopped?
We are choosing 10 states because based on the empirical evidence and the data, there are 10 states where we think that there could be violence or where violence has been endemic in the past. So we want to, during elections.
The partnership we are having with UN Women will really help us, women in Nigeria, to really participate in the electoral process and get the results that we want to achieve out of the 2015 election.
Other stakeholders lent support to the noble initiative, which is expected to be experimented in some selected states across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. The UN Women Organization, which began in 2011, among other things, merges and builds on the important work of 4 previously distinct parts of UN system, which focused extensively on gender equality and women establishments. In Abuja, Fatima Ali, NTA News.
33 women and 1 man have been provided with requisite tools to be self-employed as well as become employers of labor. President Association of Nigerian Women in Benin Republic, Dr. Cecilia Obishaki, made the presentation in Porto Novo, Benin Republic. Correspondent Gabriel Odu was there.
The beneficiaries had been duly trained and acquired the skills, but without the means to start their trade. So, in line with Nigeria's First Lady's directive that wives of ambassadors should contribute to the economic growth and development of their host countries, the wife of the Nigerian ambassador to Benin Republic, Dr. Cecilia Obashaki, then presented sewing and grinding machines, professional dryers, beauty products, and lots more.
We are giving them opportunity to work for themselves and to put food on their table. And I'm so happy because they are happy.
Since I've been part of AMWIB, in fact, my life has changed.
Anybody that stay at home that think that it's not easy, that you have to make the husband to be happy, he has to go out and learn and do something.
2 ministers of Benin Republic, diplomats, and other dignitaries attended the 3rd edition of the empowerment scheme.
Nigeria's name is being promoted. The Benin people are seeing Nigeria as their helper too.
I believe in appreciating the women, in supporting the women. That will go a long way in bringing blessings to the families. And when the families are happy, there will be no crime.
We strongly support any initiative that has to do with women. And I'm here to give strong support to the Nigerian embassy.
The empowerment scheme is an initiative meant to empower women and make them economically self-reliant. From Porto Novo, Benin Republic, Gabriel Odu, NTA News.
You're watching NTA International News from Nigeria's capital city of Abuja. More reports after this time out.
The Supervising Minister of Information, Honorable Minister of State 2 for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Nuruddin Muhammad, invites all state commissioners of information, permanent secretaries, directors, officials, and stakeholders in the information sector to the 45th meeting of the National Council on Information, NCI, from Monday, 15th to Tuesday, 16th December 2014 at the Nikon Luxury Hotel, Abuja. The theme for the conference is Strategic Information Management for Credible and Peaceful Elections. Participants are expected to arrive Abuja on Sunday, 14th December 2014. Fola Shade Yemi Eso, Permanent Secretary, announcer.
The FRC and NTA and VON annual service of 9 lessons in Christmas carols is here again.
Celebrated groups like the Lars Ekweme Choral Group will be there.
The Chief will be there. FRCN, NT and VON choirs will also render carols and special songs. Lesson readers, Pastor Ayo Itzejafo, Governor Godswill Akpabio, Governor Rochas Okorocha, Air Chief Marshal Alex Badi, Senator Nanadi Usman, Mrs. Sarah Alade, Nnamdi Okunko, and Felix Ikumapai.
celebrating the Prince of Peace.
Venue, National Christian Center, Abuja.
Date, Sunday, 14th December 2014.
Time, 3 p.m.
Message giver, Senior Pastor, Dunamis International Gospel Center, Dr. Paul Enenche. Coming live on Radio Nigeria, NTA and Voice of Nigeria, Sunday, December 14, 2014.
The FRCN, NTA and VON annual service of 9 lessons and Christmas carols.
Making Christmas memorable for you.
Minister of Niger Delta, Dr. Stephen Orise Oru, says his ministry will continue to deliver on the mandate of President Goodluck Jonathan. The minister was speaking during his ministry's turn in the series of ministerial press briefing in Abuja. Correspondent Anthony Fossen now reports.
Dr. Stephen Orisha Oru, while enumerating his ministry's achievements in the year under review, said all the 9 states in the Niger Delta catchment area have benefited from the various projects being executed, among them roads, water projects, electrification, and seaport development projects.
The mandate of Mr. President that all ongoing projects must be completed as soon as possible is the guiding principle of the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs.
On skills acquisition, a number of centers, the minister said, have been initiated for the training of youths. Most heartwarming, he said, is the peace that has returned to the region, which was once characterized by antisocial conducts among the youths. Minister of Information Dr. Nuruddin Mohammed said it is noteworthy that the ministerial press briefing series has assisted in providing the platform for the citizens to engage government in line with the Jonathan-led administration's commitment to transparency and accountability.
President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan continues to charge Nigerians to join in these national discussions with open minds and always based on facts. My task here, therefore, is to highlight some of the laudable achievements of the ministry.
The Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs was established in 2008. In Abuja, Anthony Fossen, NTA News.
Now to agriculture. The Office of the Surveyor General of the Federation is poised to providing available data, mappings, and information on source of water for irrigation to Nigerian farmers to further boost food production. This is contained in a memorandum of understanding signed by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Office of the Surveyor General in Abuja. Musa Babaliu has the details.
Inadequate information on weather, soil fertility, as well as surface and underground water are said to be responsible to the low yield and overspending on inputs by the rural farmers. The farmers are oftentimes left with their local know-how to predict the weather, which oftentimes are not accurate, thereby contributing to harvest losses. This agreement, signed between the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and the Office of the Surveyor General, is to provide the needed information to farmers.
They are so critical for us to, in terms of nutrients. We begin to know which area is good for agriculture, which is not, which will require sometimes what type of fertilizer or what type of chemicals before you can make them suitable. And
the newly acquired auto photo image machine is capable of providing and reading images on water, vegetation, and remote sensing.
The use of these imageries have its own conditions. It is specifically given to Ministry of Agri and Rural Development. It's not transferable. You cannot sell it. But if you add value to it, then you can do whatever you like with it.
The initiative is also expected to address farm invasion by cooler birds and other insects such as grasshoppers. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Security reports say the FCT Police Command has banned the use of fireworks and knockouts during the Christmas and New Year celebrations in view of the prevailing security situation in the country. In a statement, the Police Public Relations Officer, FCT Police Command, ASP Peter Okechukwu, urged parents and guardians residing in Abuja and its environs to warn their children and wards to desist from the act, noting that violators will be arrested and made to face the full wrath of the law. He said police patrol team undercover detectives says Canada has joined Britain in closing its embassy in Cairo for security reasons, with neither of the countries providing details about any specific threat. Waziri Zayanu has the details.
The move comes amid increasing attacks by Islamic militants in Egypt and calls from the Islamic State groups for attacks on Western targets. The Canadian embassy said in a statement that it would be closed due to security reasons on Monday, with a separate email to Canadian citizens in Egypt saying this will be the case until further notice. The British embassy also remained closed after shutting its public service last Sunday. Both countries have previously issued warnings to their citizens against travel to restive areas of Egypt, including parts of the Sinai Peninsula, where the Ansarul Bayt al-Maqdis militant group have pledged allegiance to the IS. The IS, which has captured some Iraq and Syria, has called on affiliate groups to target foreign nationals and interests in their countries, especially citizens of countries belonging to the US-led coalition fight. Both Britain and Canada have joined the coalition. No foreign mission nor interest have so far been directly targeted. In another development, the European Union and the United Nations World Food Programme has launched a 60 million euro project in Egypt to combat child labor and improve access to education for children. A 2010 International Labour Organization study suggests that 2.7 million of the 11 million children of Egypt's school-age population have dropped out of school to engage in labor, with girls in rural areas suffering the most from limited access to education. The 4-year EU World Food Programme project will benefit up to 100,000 children each year.
بسكويت برضه اللي احنا بنستلم بسكويت ناكله في الفسحه وبرضه ساعات ناخده معانا البيت.
The children will be receiving daily snacks at school in form of fortified dates bar to help reduce short-term hunger and provide 25% of daily required nutrition.
On sports updates, the National Sports Commission commended for foresight in grassroots sports development as UEFA remembers fallen heroes of World War I. Details with Kene Emabodike.
Sports analyst and commentator Austin Mbolu has commended the National Institute for Sport for intensifying efforts at sustaining grassroots development across the country. The former NFA spokesman who made the commendation on NTA Sports 24 program Sports Watch on Thursday identified capacity building and manpower development as the surest avenue through which the sector can blossom.
The joy in all of this is that at least Nigerians are beginning to take issues of coaching seriously, because these are the people who form the basics. Produce the grassroots athletes, get the players, give them the basics, that is the fundamentals.
The national under-23 dream team may have to make do with the home-based players and a handful of overseas-based players that have arrived at team's camp so far ahead of the qualifiers for the 2015 All-Africa Games against Gabon next February, as majority of the 47 invited overseas-based players may not make the camp due to club commitment. General Secretary of the Nigerian Football Federation, Musa Amadu, said the foreign clubs are not under obligation to release the players, as the campaign exercise does not fall under any of FIFA's free windows. UEFA President Michel Platini unveiled a sculpture at a special dedication ceremony in Belgium on Thursday to mark the 100th anniversary of the Christmas truce. The event symbolizes the moment when death and destruction gave way to hope and humanity. The memorial sculpture, which was jointly funded by the English Football Association, Premier League, Football League and the British Council, was designed by 10-year-old Newcastle pupil Spencer Turner. With Sports Update, Kenan Imabulike, NTA News.
And that concludes the news. Thanks for watching. I'm Taiwo Odubeso.
NTA International News.
Pride's heritage has become a better country courtesy of the transformation agenda of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. With massive investment in power supply infrastructure, affordable and effective healthcare delivery, a refocused education system, and good motorable roads. The railway system has been restored and modernized, and more airports have been remodeled and rehabilitated than at any other time in Nigeria's history. Our farmers are happier, and cash crops exports are growing. No wonder, today we are Africa's biggest economy.
Mr. President, keep up the good work. This message is brought to you by Community Awareness and Development Network, Kawan.